So each year, PPMD holds an annual meeting. This is the 18th year for these kinds of meetings. We do it in many different ways, but it has evolved over time. So this year, our pre-meeting, which is usually devoted to a scientific question, is really going to be devoted to the question of what is the medical model for rare disease. And we've invited patients, we've invited clinicians who care for the children with Duchenne, but also the CEOs of children's hospitals. And we're having a discussion with about 20 or 25 children's hospitals and patients and clinicians to talk about what is the medical model, what healthcare specialists need to be involved, what services need to be present to adequately serve the families, how is this model reimbursed, and what kind of resources do the hospitals have to direct toward it to have a clinical center of excellence. So that's our pre-conference meeting, and then our annual conference starts on June 27th and goes through June 30th. And this is really going to focus on this year, not only the science, the research, and where we are, but to look at clinical trials from the perspective of parents and patients who participate. What is it like to participate in a clinical trial? The second day, the panel starts with the clinicians. What is it like to conduct a clinical trial? And then the third day will be sponsors. What is it like to be a sponsor of a clinical trial? And what is the agenda, and what obstacles and barriers are you up against in order to get this to an approval? In between times, we have breakout sessions that look at living with the disease. We look at all different things about physical therapy, cardiac care, respiratory care, endocrine issues in Duchenne muscular dystrophy. We have about 80 speakers coming from around the world to talk about the science. We have in the middle of there a industry session that really is going to convene the industry people that are there to look at what are your barriers and how can we help from an advocacy perspective break down those barriers so that we see treatments approved and available for these kids.